And let's talk more about this being honest. Let's talk more about this, that aspect of what honesty is. Because a lot of times I think we have to learn definitely how to be honest with not only other people, but we have to learn how to be honest with ourselves. Because, okay, so for me, I'm the type of person that I really try really hard not to let my judgments or my opinions affect what other people believe or what they may say or how they may feel or whatever, because I do feel and I do believe and know that people are entitled to believe what they are, because this is what it is. Today you can be up, tomorrow you can be down. You can be down today and you can be up tomorrow. And I've had experiences with this. I've had this roller coaster ride in my own personal life, in the sense of everything is so great and then everything is not. And it gets to be like, it's a crazy ride, it's a crazy journey. And I always think about people and their jealousy or their envy or whatever. And a lot of times people jealous and envious, and I've said this before, man, they don't even realize it. And why is this? That is my question. Why is that, this, whatever? It's because we're not honest with ourselves. A lot of times we look at other people in their lives and we're like, oh my God, they got this, they got that, they just so amazing. Why can't I do it? And my thing is, if you see somebody else doing it, that's a clear indication that you can do it. You just have to work for it. Like, I really realize people just don't want to work for what they want. We talk about it and we get jealous and we get envious, but it's because on the inside of us, we feel like we can't do it, but you can do it. We all can do it. I think that some people have not necessarily favor in certain areas, because you can see somebody that got you can see somebody got a lot of money, but then they don't have a relationship, or they can't have kids. You think about a lot of celebrities, they live this life and all this type of stuff, but then a lot of them can't even have kids naturally. They can't have them. So, they might have all this glitz and this glamour. They don't have no real friends. They don't have no real family because everybody wants stuff. And you can have someone that's broken, don't have nothing, but they have family. They have friends. They have a real, true relationship. They have their health. You have somebody who have all this money, and then they don't have no health. I remember being in New York when I lived in New York for a couple of months. I remember I would go to Manhattan, be 51, 52, 53, and that's, a lot of people will know, it's in New York. That's kind of like the wealthy area or where a lot of stuff go on. And you would just see people walking around, they look like Stanford Wives, they're just robots, like they not happy, they just like, oh yeah, I just made $100 million today, or whatever, and you be like, oh, okay, that's cool. So what about your life? I don't do nothing. I just work, where I could, or, I could be in Brooklyn. So I was in Brooklyn. So I lived in Brooklyn, Linden Boulevard, and you can walk down the street and people are struggling, but they got smiles, they laughing, and it's really, really authentic, and it's happy. And they'll say, look, I don't have a lot, I may have my own business, but I'm living, paycheck to paycheck. And I'm just, I've learned how to appreciate life. I think that, okay, so you hear all the time, the more money, the more problems. Or people think the more money, the less of problems. But in truth, the more money, the more problems, because you now have more responsibilities. And I think what people don't realize, if you don't know how to manage $100, you probably can't really manage 1,000. You can't really manage 100,000. You can't really manage 1,000,000. I've known people that have had hundreds of thousands of dollars and lost it within 60, days or 6 months. I've known someone that has gotten, a friend of mine, he got a lot of money. The money was gone in 2.5 months. Why? Because you get a little bit and you start thinking, oh my God, I know how to do this, I know how to do this, oh, I can do that, because you are not used to seeing, you go and you look at your bank account and you see whatever, and you see this great amount of money, you look at it and you have it. And you don't really be honest with yourself and say, okay, look, I need to either find out how to invest this money, or I need to find to do stuff with it so that I can maintain it or use it accordingly. What happens? We think, oh my God, I got all this money. So we think it's an endless source of supply, which money is not, but God is, okay? So what happens in these situations? Because now you may have a lot of people come around you that were not around you before, that didn't even want to talk to you, but now they heard you got something. So now You either have those that's gonna get jealous or envious, or you're gonna have those that's gonna want to come and suck the life out of you until you don't have nothing no more. Then you really just get to a place of what? Confusion. And this is what a lot of people face in their life. They get so confused and they be like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know where I am. And then again, this is when we start looking at people and we start being like, how did they do that? How did they got this? How did they do this? And instead of talking to them and saying, hey, can you help me or can you share some advice? We automatically assume that they are something that they may not even believe they are, and instead of approaching them, because it's like this. Well, actually, let's get off topic. So I'm going to just stay on topic. So instead of just going and asking, we automatically assume, and then we place a judgment or we place an opinion about that situation, but we don't look at ourselves. We don't take the time to actually look at ourselves and say, you know what, maybe that's not it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I need to work on some aspect of my life. Maybe I need to figure out, again, what my strengths and my weaknesses are. Because, see, your strengths and your weaknesses, if you're working on yourself and growing, are going to change over time. If you're not working on yourself, it's going to be the same thing over and over. So this is where you have to be focused. This is where you have to be mindful. This is where you have to also be securing yourself in your own personal process, because you can't get lost in it. You can't get lost. Like, you have to stay so focused and so clear on what it is you want, what it is you desire. But most importantly, you have to be honest with yourself, because you may want to be a doctor. And if you work hard, you can do it. You know what I'm saying? You can do it. But your path may be to start a community center. It may be to educate people about health. It may be a lot of different things that maybe you should be doing versus the thing you shouldn't or you want to do. And this is where issues with law of attraction and all these things come, because people are like, well, I wrote the $1 million check. But, okay, you wrote it, and God is probably responding. Like, God's like, oh, go back to school. Oh, write this book. Oh, but you ain't doing it, so therefore you're not putting yourself in alignment to magnetize or attract the things that you say you want. Think you want. You're not doing it. And so then when you have this issue, now your beliefs are not in alignment. So what does it all go back to? It all goes back to being honest with yourself. If you want to know more about this, then you contact me and I will tell you. All right. Thank you.